Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties and all that. Still getting used to being back. Welcome to the show. Uh, Over here, we got RPG Grandma. We got a couple more people coming in momentarily to help us out with this, as seeing as how it was Justin's pick for the book club. That's probably him now. That is Justin. Justin, welcome to the show, buddy. I don't know where you are, but he's there somewhere in the darkness.
For my camera app to turn on.
Yeah.
I'm having,
what?
I'm having camera issues too.
So how you doing, Justin?
Okay. Why is it so dark?
I don't know.
Give me a minute.
So just waiting on George and Tanner.
Not turn off. Turn
I'll
off.
see what they're doing and what's holding them up.
Yeah. Tanner was like, "How many minutes? How many minutes?"
Oh, he needs the
Oh,
link.
man. That's Omanal talking about font size again. Kick him out of the room. I will send it to him if you want. If I can find his name in my friends list. Got this. I sent it directly to him.
Tanner will be here momentarily. I don't know where George is. Oh, someone's already waiting. I didn't hear the beep. Howdy, George.
That would be
Hey.
George.
Can you guys hear me?
Tanner?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys were hot to get in on this one today. The Discord was just blowing up every 5 seconds. That's a good thing. I was mostly done with the book. But yeah, this was a long one, folks. Just about 16
Not really.
hours.
Yeah, and
No,
the whole section on I just was off Discord for a moment, and the next thing you know, it was like 20 posts about
Right.
font size. And
Welcome to the show, Tanner.
Hiya.
Oh,
Happy belated birthday, dear Justin. Good to see you.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank
I
you.
forgot to.
I'm old now.
You're only as old as you think you are. Good to see you again, RPG Grandma.
Good to see you guys.
And George, if I've not met you before, please meet your acquaintance.
oh yeah, I probably was in the chat a few times when you get for the book club. I usually don't do the book club, but one because it's Justin's birthday, and I enjoyed the book, so it's the kind of start things off.
So I'm the odd man out. Okay, I see how you guys.
Well, no, I it's probably because I'm just I'm a weirdo for that kind of stuff. Like I like the tech, and I like the. I don't know why.
Uh-huh.
I put the Goodreads link in the thing.
He's a sci-fi guy.
Yeah.
I put the Goodreads link in for both books so you could read the descriptions and see what one you wanted to pick. None of you did that.
What's up, off grid? What's up, Cal? Yeah, well, I actually I'm pretty
Shut
sure
up.
I did, but it was so long ago. And when the time came, I was like, I don't want to just say we're going to read this one. I figured everybody, we could just like kind of vote on it, and then nobody wanted to vote, so we went with the one that had the cooler title. To be honest, and yeah,
It
so
didn't have the cooler title.
I thought it did.
The other one had a guy riding a dinosaur on it.
I want to read that one too. Okay, guys.
It was
Okay.
tempting, but I think someone picked a good one for this episode at least.
Yeah, okay. Again, I'm the odd man out. So since it is Justin's pick and it is Justin's birthday pick, he is going to be asking the questions, and I'm just going to patiently wait my turn. Going last. We'll just keep it in order. Grandma, Tanner, George, me, back to Justin.
Okay, I just gotta pull up my questions. Give me a minute. So, the standard.
I got my notes.
I took no notes. So I'm always doing stuff.
I
Tanner's
did,
probably got a book of notes,
believe
right?
it or
Tanner?
not, and I hope this does not hurt Justin's feelings. I did not do notes for this one, but I do
don't care,
have.
man.
Fair
You've got no
enough. Fair enough.
feelings.
I just don't want to like.
Feelings are for Shadow and little girls.
Well, and me, little
Mostly Shadow.
mutants.
Mostly Shadow.
Oh, you two. You two will never stop till you're both in the grave, will ya?
Unfortunately, I'll get there first.
Roasting each other. Well, I mean, if he gets into a car accident because, what's his name from Alberta? He's the asshole who got into a fight with Jeffro sometime back. RPG Pundit. If he gets run over by RPG Pundit out in Western Canada, then you'll outlive him.
I'm in Toronto.
Okay, yeah, then you're safe then. You're nowhere near him.
Also, I'm
Is
pretty sure.
Pundit still around?
Regrettably, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's still around.
He's the
He was the one. He was the one who was dating Dolly Pop, correct?
I have no clue who that is, so I'm going to trust your judgment.
Okay.
His
She's
cat died a few months ago.
Oh, that's a bummer.
She's nice.
Died.
We don't get along or agree with things, but we get along, I should say.
Who?
I getcha.
Dolly Pop.
Oh yeah. You mentioned that person.
And Cal, the report will be done within an hour of this show. Had a couple of laggers and things like that.
Yeah, I got my orders in on time. Woohoo!
Yes. But sneak preview. The episode is called "Bombs Over Mayar."
Okay. So the book is "Live Free or Die" by John Ringo. Could probably I can't bring up a cover. I don't have it saved anymore. I deleted it. So,
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the book? We'll start this way. This way. We'll start
Yes.
this way and go around.
Yep.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It was a slow build though, so if you want something to hit the ground fast paced, it's not the book for you. But if you're okay with a slow build and see where the story's going to go, then you like sci-fi. You got to put that caveat in there. Some people just don't like sci-fi.
Like
then,
Shadow.
I thought it had a lot of good ideas, so I liked it.
Okay.
Or the or Ye Old Geek, but Ye Old Geek like Shadow is awesome, so we can forgive that.
No.
Ye Old
do not
Geek being
forget.
awesome, or nay to Shadow being awesome, or both.
Shadow
We're
being
both.
awesome and us forgiving him for anything. Specifically.
The old geek is very awesome.
Yes.
Despite what Shauna used to say, I actually really do enjoy his videos. So
Same.
Yeah, but
He has a very
I'm not counting him in this. I'm just you.
his voice and accent has a lot of character. I agree.
Yeah.
because
I enjoy listening to it.
Okay. Tangent aside. What do you think of it, Tanner?
It's not my thing, but it is a good book. And I'm glad that I read it. Well, listened to it. Also, props to the audiobook guy. He's you gotta be good at voices, usually, to do a good audiobook. But it isn't worth bringing it up when you weren't crazy about him.
Oh, no, this guy's good. But
Okay.
I've seen people that aren't as good that still do a good job.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like,
Heard.
there's some people who can do one voice throughout and it's still good. It's just, it's a talent, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's the same guy, but it sounded like the same guy that did an audiobook that I'd listened to that I really enjoyed. Like I think it was what you call Stephen King's the Dark Tower series. I remember his voice sounded a lot like whoever did that, and that was pretty cool.
I was thinking it sounded familiar, but I couldn't pinpoint where.
Give me a few minutes. You answer the same question, and I will look that up if it is the same guy.
Me or
You,
Tanner?
yes, you.
Me, okay.
Tanner just answered. He said he liked it, but he's not sci-fi.
Oh, I liked it. I know. From what I get about that book, from what I got, I feel like it was like kind of not tailored for me, but like I'm the kind of person that would like it. I like futurism and things like that, where how are you going to mine asteroids, some of the technical aspects of like military stuff, the economics in it, and the conservative stuff, which I did feel was a little hand-fisted, but like I could picture somebody being really off put by it, and I wish it was done a little differently, but it didn't put me off. So it was kind of like made for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, see that the asteroid mining, all that stuff, I found really interesting.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
never heard of the whole like inflating. I don't know if he pulled it from another thing or if it was his. I'd never seen that. I follow a lot of like futurism channels like Isaac Arthur and stuff, and I never seen that idea of inflating an asteroid like that. It was pretty cool.
Right?
He deliberately mentions a short story from what was that magazine?
Asimov.
No, it was one of the sci-fi magazines, like the
No,
fantasy
that
ones.
was the name of a magazine.
Yes, but I don't think it was that one.
You mean like fantastic stories?
It was just something like that. Um, yeah,
Oh,
but like
there was a bunch of them.
yeah, he specifically mentions in the book getting the story from like one of those magazines from when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, that magazine like was an actual magazine and an actual story
Oh
in
yeah,
real
definitely.
life. So
Yeah, and that was kind of one of the interesting themes in the book, and that's something I took down in my notes was that the idea of science fiction, very few like sci-fi stories kind of bring in the literature of science fiction into it as much. So there, and like one of the things was like I think they were at a sci-fi convention when they were talking with
Yeah,
the Glatoon alien,
Glock
and
on-
nice touch.
oh,
and
Yeah, with the
what was his name
signing.
again?
yeah.
And he,
I only came because I saw that you were on the panel. And
Which
I
is
really
funny
love Trey
'cause-
Hard.
which is funny because the guy himself, because his comics been kind of rendered big air quotes obsolete because they have to deal with actual aliens now. He's like, you know what? I'm losing money here, but this is my only chance to meet an alien. So they're really not that different at the end of the day.
I like the comic strip Trade Hard, which was like a rip off of another comic strip. Okay.
I'm pretty sure the main character in this was based off of the guy who did, was it Sherlock Mercury?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
I don't know. But I do
There
know
was
John
some-
Ringo loves putting references to webcomics from the
Oh yeah.
late 90s and early 2000s in his book. Like, he has one that's like, what was that stupid rabbit? There was Bun
Yojimbo?
Bun. No. That was a fucking newspaper comic. A Bun Bun was the comic, but you'd have to know it. So I take it, George, you answered that question. Sure,
I guess,
your answer? Okay.
And just maybe segue into the next issue. Thought about like how
Okay,
It's
I
like,
will.
well-
I will answer for Shadow. I hated it. It was too long. It was more than 20 seconds.
I love that smile he's got right now.
no one got their head cleaved in half.
Yet.
There was a lot of
If
stuff.
you picked the other book,
I don't think that's actually. Well, we'll see. Maybe
people
someday.
get turned into goo in the other book.
That's
Nice.
promising.
Yeah.
While there was a lot about this book I hated, like a lot, I've got a list. I
It made him
there were
think.
moments that I smiled. I didn't laugh out loud or anything like that, but there were moments that I smiled. I'm like, okay, that's fun, or etc. But there was a lot wrong with this book, and it's not just the length, because if if one
Novel
particular
book.
pet peeve of mine was filled with combat or guy and girl interaction kind of thing, I could have forgiven at least 5 of the hours that I didn't like. The other 5, you'd really have to spice it up to
Yeah.
get my full seal of approval. But right now, it's getting like 1 star. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see like somewhere like kind of near the
Shadow's
end where it
gay.
was a lot of technical stuff, and I
Yeah.
was even lost, but I kind of like since I kind of had enough trust
I
in
literally fell
the
asleep
technical.
multiple times and felt like I missed nothing.
I could see that. I was just like getting
You missed a
confused by
lot.
like the anagrams and stuff. It's like the
No.
PMD and the
Well,
LTD and the STD, you know.
yes.
That was a very deliberate last option.
well, you know, he actually makes fun of that out through the book. That's why Tyler keeps insisting on naming things like Sapple or
The Sapple, that's it.
Sapple
the
instead of like
acronyms.
an acronym. It's like, no, it's called Sapple. Like, 'cause I own it. That's why.
What am I supposed to
Acronym
call
doesn't make
it?
sense. I don't care.
And he hated the name of the sort of the SR-51 spaceship that they used to attack the first to make the first attack on the
Yes,
what is it,
yes. I like the hissy fit he threw over that. It made perfect sense. It was like, I think it's either late in the second book or maybe in the third book where he just like names a laser system.
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah.
And he always had like these other names for them, like the very
laser.
dangerous array or something like that. Like
Yeah.
That's what the
The
acronyms he
letters always
picks
make it
actually mean.
longer.
Like, no, we're not naming that. It's the very dangerous array. You use the acronym of that. Okay. So that's our consensus on it. On whether or not you like the book. 4-1. So it's a great book.
If by that you mean the thickness, yes, it is great.
No, it's. You want a great book? I'll give you any one of the Wheel of Time books. Some
Or
of
Don
them get up to
Quixote.
60 hours, motherfucker.
Oh.
60.
No.
60.
Don Quixote is twice the length of this one. We could read that one.
Look, guys, I got a life.
Yeah.
I was so much into the Wheel of Time books that not only the experience all the Wheel of Time books like, through audiobooks and also the first ones I read physically, and then I would go online to like Wheel of Time podcasts where like who killed Asmodean, and I'd be like have another several hours of content.
I listened to the entire series straight.
Oh god!
Nice.
All right. We
Oh, no
gotta
spoil-
read the entire series of the Dragon Riders of Pern. There you go.
Oh cool!
Would you
That's-
believe
that-
I'd actually be
that's
okay
almost-
with that? Like not even.
I've never read them, but I picked up at least 6 of them from the library for 50 cents each.
Nice.
The first one in the series I read was the White Dragon.
I thought that
Grandma?
was the first.
Grandma, in the longest series for fantasy, the Dragon Riders of Pern doesn't make the top 20.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't. No, there's much longer stuff.
Oh.
Well,
There's
there
some
are
of those
those
just
that
put down and
includes,
walked
like-
away from.
there are some of those like web series where like you know you get to a cliffhanger and you got to pay like 50 cents to get to the next chapter. My nephew got
Monetization.
my nephew got into one of those, like a vampire one or something. I'm like, oh boy,
Yeah.
grandma's credit card's gonna be
Microtransactions just
Yes.
screams vampirism.
yes.
Yes, yes.
Well, I
There's a
mean,
joke
all these
there.
companies are run by people who like stay young on kids' blood, so it's not too shocking.
Okay. Normally, Shadow would ask what your favorite character was, and I will probably ask that question.
It was
I
the Beetle.
The ship, the Beetle.
The
Oh,
plastic
no,
surgeon
the-
Beetle, who
yeah,
deliberately
okay,
keeps
okay.
his place looking a little dingy, because everyone just expects it to look dingy, and they trust him more if it's a little scary to be there.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good character.
Yeah.
He was such a wonderfully underhanded guy that you can't help but love. I love
Yeah.
I love shmoo characters like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a hospital. Where are you
every
gonna die?
sci-fi set
Yeah.
needs the Beetle doctor and the
Yeah.
grungy place
And-
the player characters have to go to.
And then Tyler thinks about hospices and then stops before he mentions it. So, no, they
Yeah.
just shortened the word hospital for that, didn't they?
I wonder if there was a play on Tyler Durden, because the last name sounded like Durden or something like that. Cause in my head, I just kept thinking
I was thinking
Tyler
that
Durden.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, out of the questions I had next was, what do you think specifically as him as a protagonist, as like the focus character?
Oh, Howard Taylor is the guy who made Sherlock Mercury, so his name is a play on Howard's full name. He did get his approval to make the novel based on the comic, but they're not canon to each other.
What?
He has Tyler Durden. Tyler Durden, Howard Taylor.
Howard Taylor.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's Howard Taylor?
The guy who made Sherlock Mercury. I'm answering why his name sounds so odd.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's something weird going on here. Nonetheless,
okay.
What do you think of the? I guess we'll follow. We'll go reverse because Grandma's doing something.
Okay.
No, she's back.
I'm
Okay,
here.
Grandma. What do you think of Tyler Vernon as the protagonist?
Well, he clearly should have gone into stocks or something instead of what he was doing.
Stocks or something?
Yeah, that's a protagonist. I liked him. He was okay. He wasn't like a character I couldn't get into.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I just kept thinking hidden genius or something like that.
Off-grid gamer is Dris Durden, Tyler Durden.
Yes. Okay. Tanner, what do you think of it?
I have a very love-hate relationship with the guy. Although I think the way the novel is written, you're supposed to have a little bit of a love-hate relationship. Part of it is that, and this is Tanner being like the 2010s, 2020s asshole who can't... Okay, there's no easy way for me to describe it, so I'm just going to shoot from the hip. While you want your character to be an underdog so the reader likes them, having the whole sort of tragic backstory of, like, you know, his webcomic was popping off, and then the aliens showed up, and that flopped, and he got divorced, and now he's working, like, 5 jobs he hates. Like, yes, you want him to start zero, go hero, but it's like, they're so pouring on so much that it's like, okay, I don't care anymore. Like, you can just suffer you can suffer in the background. Like, you're trying too hard to make me cry, simmer down a little bit. And of course, you know, well, I don't mind the character being an explicit libertarian.
I do.
You're the best, Justin.
I see no difference between that and communism. So
honestly, you're not far off. I was just saying I can live with a character having a different worldview than me. But like, he layers it on so thick that he can come across a little bit like a trash character.
Yeah.
That said, I do admire his intelligence and his cunning. Sort of, okay, I'm going to get like 100 items at the grocery store I work at to see if there's even one of them they like. And
from the dumpster.
Even more.
From the dumpster.
Oh, that makes the scene even funnier. Oh, what is this? Garbage. Is there more of this? Maybe.
He read the Ferengi Book of Acquisition.
Yeah, precisely. Like,
did anybody else know it was going to be maple syrup as soon as that happened?
I thought it was either baby food or honey. And then it says maple syrup. I'm like, okay, that's why it's golden.
I had told you that before, Shadow. So, like,
yeah, I thought
really,
it was going to be
I
thought it was going to be corn syrup. When
you were close. You were very close.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like Caro's corn syrup.
Well, I don't think the story works because corn syrup is too easy to obtain, and it's specifically supposed to be something hard to gather.
Well, right.
Hard enough that he could corner the market in it.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was able to do it so quickly was just like...
Yeah, I was wondering if there was...
sense that it was that, but I was like...
They just get completely drunk on it.
Yeah. I was wondering if it was going to be like motor oil or something. I wasn't sure. It was like...
That'd been awesome.
That would have been funnier.
I'll fully
Yeah.
admit, part of the reason I was thinking baby food, because you mentioned it was golden, is like, I'm remembering like RoboCop, where because, you know, he doesn't have much of a stomach anymore, they have to keep him fueled on baby food so that his living parts can still function.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you did mention he likes his references.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. So should I move on to George?
sure.
George.
Oh yeah, I liked him. I thought of him kind of at least later on like an Elon Musk type person. I didn't. I was. I was actually. I agree with the politics, but I wasn't put off how it was presented. Like it was just bam in your face. He just says it. It should have been more show than tell.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Less preachy. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw. I said in the back room that like the author is pretty guap brain. Or did I say that in the back room? Or was I thinking that? Whatever.
I don't think you did.
He was pretty guap brain during like that's global war on terrorism.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. The so in the book is 2010, so it would be pre-Trump. It would be more like a Tea Partier type.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
this was definitely before.
heavy into Tea Party and
Can I bring up one of the things, or like the whole? He's kind of was weird because I imagine if he wrote it today, he might change the pro-vax part. You know, like there was a part where it was like, all these idiots are not taking the vax, and like
Yeah, it's kind of funny to see what would be different nowadays. Like, boy, I sure called that one wrong.
yeah,
or like
well,
president of South Africa was taking the vax while telling everybody not to.
Was
Yeah.
that or Turkey? Because I remember like there's several
Well,
Middle Eastern countries.
Several countries,
where-
yeah.
well, if you look, it's all the countries that that weren't on board with wiping out the Middle East in the name of a particular country.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, there was a little sort of like conservative sort of dream, like, oh, all the cities are gone and all these, Africa's depopulated because, and I'm not saying conservatives believe that, but it was kind of this weird, like, sort of fantasy, I think.
Yeah, it's very weird. Okay, I'm gonna move on to Shadow. What do you think of Tyler Vernon?
You couldn't ask for a more, Mary Sue-esque, no consequence character. In my experience, I didn't see anything bad ever happen to him. And one thing that nobody has talked about that really bothered me, a man who goes from where he started to just where he got to a certain point in the early middle of the first third of the story. There's these two little girls of his that are just watching him just do all this crazy shit. And if you know anybody who's lost custody, the way it seemed that had, he would have bought half a dozen judges and
yes,
gotten
Yeah, that
more
was
custody.
his relationship
It- it
with the
c- it-
kids. That was weird.
it comes up later in the second and third book. Like
I only remember at
Yeah.
the end of the third book. I must have missed that one section.
Well, no.
but
A third book, not part of first book.
Oh,
I only
okay.
read the first book.
There's a trilogy. This is book
Okay,
one.
well, there was some where he was meeting one of his daughter's fiancées at the end of this book, but any guy who really cares about his kids is going to include them in a whole bunch of those steps, his major accomplishments. That
If you're not trying to protect them by not acknowledging them in public, like he literally says that. I think it's
dude,
that
And I
book.
think
no, that's not how it works.
he
You would just
Yeah.
buy you would pay for a lot of private security and
and then they get hit by a Horvath missile, and one of your kids is dead.
maybe, but that's
at the end he
It
did
fell
have
off
them
to you,
in a
right?
special
I'm not buying it.
the feeling I got from that was more like he did regret, but like he was just that he didn't contact his kids as
He
much.
was too much of a workaholic.
Yeah,
and
and
obsessed
he's trying
with,
to save the world.
his own self.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when his employees are finding out at the very end of book one, he's got kids and they didn't
Yes.
know, and they've been working with him for years at that
yeah,
Yeah,
point.
Yeah.
that makes me like him less. You
That
know,
might
Well,
be
you,
why I
you would
have
have
my own.
pictures and all kinds of stuff. Uh, little clay things they made in preschool, something.
hmm
Mementos at the very least all over your place. If you couldn't be with them, you'd have constant reminders. It's like they were just an afterthought to the author. Uh, he just he never failed. Everything he
yeah.
did worked out
That,
perfect, and
that's one
that to
thing. Yeah,
me
I
just
agree. There was some bumps in the road, but it was always like they get it. There was no real major setbacks. Like it was not like oh they tried to. I think one they inflated the one they did one melt test and they tried to bring it into a disc and that kind of broke apart because it did it unevenly. But that's about
yes.
it. I
There
think that
was
was the
Yeah.
also
only
the
setback.
there's also the
Of,
brutal, very brief civil war for the maple syrup that ended in a lot of fracking.
mhm.
But again, the book does jump ahead
Uh,
sometime after that to, him on the alien spaceship getting cybered up.
yeah.
yeah,
You'll also notice, like I agree with you. The brief civil war in which was all staged, right? Like if you pay attention, the the soldiers are deliberately fucking things up.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's just the natural consequences
Yeah.
trying to incite a civil war in this country. I think no matter what the
Uh,
reason,
I
you're going to find people unwilling to fire on their own people.
I'm less
yeah.
I'm
optimistic.
actually
Yeah.
I'm
So am
actually gonna
I.
give I'm actually gonna have to weigh in favor of Shadow this time, although for a very different reason. It's been recorded that during the Vietnam War, because there was a lot of soldiers who thought we should not be here. This is ridiculous. They would actually fire above the heads of enemy soldiers to minimize their kill count.
Mm,
Mhm.
So
And like you
I've
guys
heard
said
that, but
earlier, if we're going by when the book was written, 2010 politics are a lot different than 2025. And I could see,
yeah,
especially then, that when things were not as politically charged as they are now, that you would have a little bit more of, especially when he kept talking about, the way they do things in the South. I forget the exact quote that they kept repeating. Um,
yeah.
you literally have most of the military from the South not really they're not going to shoot at people from the South. They're just not going to do it.
Mm. Well, they're not people from the South. They're people from
New England.
Maine and
New England is
New
there is
England. And,
a rebellious streak in New England we kind of
yeah.
forget about. It was when this country was formed. Somebody said to like I don't know Jefferson, what's going to succeed, what section of the country would secede, they would all say New England. It was very independent minded, and kind of had a different culture from a lot of the other parts.
Hmm. Okay. So
before we continue, sorry to interrupt you,
yeah,
birthday
go.
boy. Something I need to give a lot of credit to, genuinely, is the scene away. Not yeah, it is away from the action where they're at the guy's house. The soldiers are during the Civil War, and it's like, hey, listen, could we pray before our meals? Like, yeah, yeah, and like by instinct, like the 19 of the 20 soldiers start to pray, and was his name Amir or something like that? He does it out of respect, and he's like, Lord, please bless us, even though we're doing all this stuff, and they just feel awful because they are very much the cause of all this problem. I'm explaining it really badly. I thought it was a great scene.
That was a good
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Yeah, the old
Um,
man guilt scene.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I like the old man. What was his name? Oh,
Like
I
his
can't.
neighbor kind of character.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
neighbor
yeah.
character who ran the
The
He
old
was
maple.
guy.
one of the few NPCs that actually stood out.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really did.
Um, Sadly, he's not in the other two books in the series. Vernon takes a back seat in the sequels as well to more on the ground characters. Yeah, they still work.
Yeah, we got them
So
for this bit.
yeah, he still pops up, but he's not like the main focus. The one question I'm going to steal from Shadow is besides Tyler Vernon, what character do you like? Because you just normally incorporate them together. Grandma, besides the protagonist, what character do you like the most?
Well, I did like the Beetle, and I like the old guy. I'm thinking here. No.
It's hard.
Yeah, none of them. They were all kind of.
You're all making my point for me.
Yeah, they were all.
Hey, I answered.
necessary for the plots, but they
Steve?
didn't necessarily pop. Oh, I like the Chinese physicist cook guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
I
He
found
was
that-
a very charming character.
Professor.
Yes.
Doctor
Cho or Chu.
Dr.
Chu.
Cho. Yeah.
Chu.
Yeah.
Chu, yeah.
Chew.
But I can cook.
But I can cook.
It gave me a lot of respect for him. Like that, he's like, I'm gonna go up here no matter what, even if I have to be the cook.
Yeah. Okay, Tanner. You want the Beetle? Or
I've already
is,
answered the Beetle. Yes. He absolutely stole the show.
Yeah. George.
A couple stand out. I was gonna say Mr. Chu, just because like real respect for that notion that he's gonna go up into space even if it has to be the cook. The Steve guy was cool. The astronaut, I think.
Asamo, Astro.
Yeah.
You like the Astro?
Yeah, he was cool. I thought he was kind of like it was good reflection. The sort of the hotshot pilot type.
Yeah. Okay. Shadow.
The Scarab Beetle, as mentioned before, and the farmer neighbor guy. Otherwise, everybody was completely, absolutely forgettable for me.
There are a lot of side scientists.
There should have been other characters that were more memorable. There should have been. I don't know. I can't even remember a single female character other than his wife and two daughters, which to me,
there wasn't any standout.
not only that, but the fact that he.
I don't think there were any in this book.
The
There
fact that he
are in the
made-
next one.
The fact that he made the main character, I believe, 5'2", might have been a way for him to compensate for his lack of confidence in writing any sort of romantic interactions with anyone.
No.
I think he was doing the little man syndrome.
They kept saying that.
They
Right,
kept joking about that.
But when you're that rich, okay, there's all kinds of places in the world that have women that are roughly his height. And would
but
be
he's
all over him.
focused on something a little more
Tommy
important
Tanaka.
than getting laid.
Yeah. You say that, but if you are trying to convince me that he did not one time in the entire from page 1 to the last page, the character would not have thought about, hey, you know what? Feel a little frisky here. What am I going to do about it?
Yeah, even
You're absolutely.
I have no
delusional.
doubt that he got laid a bunch. I'm just saying it wasn't relevant to the story, so it wasn't included.
Then how am I supposed to, connect with this character if he's
being an
just nothing but
adult.
perfection?
By being an adult.
That's a very adult thing I'm talking about. You really don't get more.
Maybe
adult
this
than that.
is
Been some
really
flirting
off
and stuff, but
topic and-
trying.
It's not a book written by me, Shadow. There isn't going to be bumping and grinding every 2 pages.
You're the best.
I'm telling you, it just.
So, okay, so far
If I'm
we
going to
determined
spend
we need more
15
space in the
hours,
book. Okay.
reading a book, there's got
A
to
little
be.
space.
It's not a long book, Shadow.
I think he
That's what
was
I'm
setting it
saying
up
to you.
though. He was setting it up
15
with the whole Johansson
15
syndrome, whatever it was
hours
called.
is the equivalent
True,
of
but
2
like
shifts at work.
perhaps, but it's only like 400 pages,
Yeah.
give or take. Maybe if we were reading it, it'd be faster.
I was reading it at double speed.
No, you were
Ah,
listening
The
to it at double
audiobook.
speed. Doesn't matter. It's not a long book.
So
Still,
You're used to books that are patched together from short stories. You haven't read anything since
admittedly,
1953.
a couple hundred pages less, but I could have easily chopped out a couple hundred pages of this book and got to the same end
Yeah, probably. But like
with
it's
nothing
not the
lost.
it's not the convention since 1985. I hate to tell you. I might agree with you 100%, and I might even agree with you that this book was like not as cohesive as it could have been. There are a lot of like mini arcs, which is very
Thing.
Yeah,
very
which reminds me,
normal with
there were a couple of great points where he could have said
mid-tier
the
sci-fi
end
and fantasy.
continued in book 2.
Yes,
You know,
this could have easily been a 6 to 7 book series.
I remember
I
when
wouldn't
they
go
shot the
that
first.
far.
Okay.
If sorry,
Well,
know
it's a
you-
3 book series, so
Yeah.
like, it could have easily been that. But
When they shot the
I hate to
first
tell you.
Horgath battleship, the first thing, I thought you could end the book there.
Yeah, book 2 and 3 are a little more cohesive, but yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying, like, it's the convention of all
yeah.
publishing
Well,
houses
I,
since
I'm
the year
hard.
I was born.
I'm hard pressed to think of many things that have gotten better since 1985. So that really doesn't
Yeah.
mean too
Well,
much to me.
I'll tell you this: the Feist book you're reading, or like you keep saying you're reading,
Mhm.
Wizard's Apprentice,
Magician Apprentice, yeah.
Magician Apprentice, is 100 pages longer than this book.
That may be the case, or probably is the case that there's just so much explanation of the tech when it's not real.
Yes,
Even if it
yes,
is, it's
but
really never going to matter.
isn't
it,
that the appeal though?
it's it,
Seeing what this technology would, look
it's
like if you
target
were to do
Maybe,
it.
maybe,
it's targeted at an audience that likes spurting out at this kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like not to take my own piss
There
or
should be a
anything like
start
that, but
warning.
No,
nice. But it's
no.
like, let's be honest here,
So,
sorcery, despite what the New Agers will tell you, isn't real either. Yet we
Yeah,
still love stories of, how characters work
but it's more
with the
exciting.
magic.
You know what I
I'd
mean?
argue so,
Well,
yes, but there is a comparison there, It's just a different
Mhm.
flavor of your tech, be it
Mhm.
astral or physical, It's like,
Mhm.
let's
Do
give the
you
man
like
some
your
credit.
magic with? Do you like your magic with a button or without a button?
I wouldn't go that simple, but more or less, yeah. Although, honestly, if it's a wand or a staff, it probably has a button, too.
That's what those gems are.
Precisely. See, they're not that different in the grand scheme of things.
everyone knows wizards are mad scientists in disguise.
Only they do it over a cauldron as opposed to a lab table.
Laptop.
Unless you're reading
Laptop.
Dying Earth and then there's a vat and they're doing
Yes,
math.
that is a great counterpart. Yes, sorcery is advanced mathematics.
Oh. Okay, so what about the theme?
Actually, sorry, I should have said this earlier. I'll give one or two more pieces of credit of characters I was fond of. The first alien he met at the convention, I'm kind of sad he wasn't in the story more. He was a very fun
Mm.
character. And then the three pencil necks that Tyler has to go to. And Shadow might get his sleaze after all. It's kind of awkward saying it online, but I'll just say it because I'm Tanner.
Yeah.
The one scientist there, she was like 30 odd, really attractive lady. I think it explicitly mentioned she was stacked.
Yeah, he used that phrase
Yeah.
a lot, and I haven't heard that since like the 70s. So yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I use it sometimes, but practically live in the 70s. Was it just
Good
me, or
man.
was I imagining like Danny Ash back in her prime?
Who?
Um,
Danny Ash.
skin flick entrepreneur, really pretty back in her day. Still is to a degree.
Never heard the name.
Danny Ash.
Then
The,
it was probably just me. Moving on.
Was this the
Now, don't
scientist
keep
that?
repeating the name. Let's move on.
I think
Yes.
yeah, there was the Steve character, astronaut Steve.
Yeah,
He
I
met
saw
like in
Astro-
Australia like a beautiful redhead, and I think first thing she said to him was like criticized all his moves up in space. I guess.
Wait. Is that in?
Different lady.
Did you start book 2 yet?
No, a little bit. There's a blonde woman that somehow avoided getting pregnant in high
That was
school.
her.
No,
The,
no.
That was her, yes.
No. The blonde in high school is book 2. She becomes like the major main character. Book 3 is like really focused on her.
I guess this could segue into the whole virus and what they were doing, where like that was kind of a little interesting. How I think he has an obsession with blondes or something. I don't know. Where the virus gave blonde women a libido.
Johansson's virus.
Yes, like
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson virus.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to be careful. We can't put this out in the net too much, or the poor Arthur will get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it what's the new girl's name? Sweeney.
Sweeney. Have you seen the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle jeans commercial?
Oh yes. I also love the it probably is just for business reasons, but I have to really clap my hand to American Eagle for responding to the controversy. Hi there. We're so sorry we were offended by your ad. We didn't realize your boobs would be that big. And it's like done like the most sarcastic, fuck you, we're not changing it way possible. It's like, no, this is what it's meant to do. If you don't like it, tough. Which is what more companies should do.
If I had
I've actually heard
off
Off-Grid. I have actually heard Off-Grid built like a Brit shit house every now and again nowadays, but I do run with this crowd, so take that how you will.
Yeah. I think, like I said, the term was phased out because of the S word, and it's not really all that flattering, and probably also because there aren't a whole lot of brick shit houses left. So
we used to have them in parks and stuff, but then the gays were using them for things that they weren't intended for.
mm-hmm.
Big
air quotes were not intended for.
I was thinking something else. Did anybody else? Liken Tyler to basically what boils down to be, pardon the pun, a drug dealer?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they made the connection in the book because they're like licking the maple syrup out of their cups because they're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. And even like my favorite NPC, as you would put it, Shadow, was the alien captain, even though he's like only there for the first third of the book or whatever. And it's like his ship AI or his accountant or whatever is like, it's going to be a regulated substance, but it's not yet.
Yeah, something I'll give this book credit for, even if it's not my thing. There are lines here that did get a big laugh out of me. John Ringo is really good at writing a shyster.
He knows how to write a libertarian shyster because he is one.
I was not actually doing that as a values judgment, but that is a great punchline.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the general theme and/or what was my other question? I'm gonna just combine these two. The plot of the story. What do you think about that, Grandma?
Well, if aliens showed up, we'd probably be hoes. So one way or another.
Yeah.
So I think the plot, as far as that, was fine. Of higher tech civilization taking advantage of everybody else.
Well, can you really call the Horvath a higher tech civilization?
Well, they're higher tech than the humans in the moment.
Okay, yeah. Well,
yeah. Okay. All right. In the moment.
Yeah.
The first civilization showed up, and they're just like, "Hey, you got anything to sell? Oh God, you guys are just barbarians, not really."
Yeah.
And so only the most desperate captains were coming to the system, was what it sounds like.
Yes.
So outliers in the let's make a profit, and
Yeah.
They were.
everybody else. So obviously then the next group to show up is going to be someone who's going to somehow extort something of value, even if
Yeah.
it's not worth it to the other civilizations.
Yeah.
Right,
The
Yeah.
right.
yeah, the Glatoon kind of referred to like what they can get from us in the beginning, at least, was like
Right.
Tribal
folk,
art.
yeah, folk art,
Yeah,
tribal
we're
folk art.
basically banging the rocks
But
together to make fire down
but
here.
it did seem like they liked
It's like
science fiction.
the Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And a lot of Van Gogh.
What do we
Well,
do with this folk art? Nobody wants it.
spoilers. The very last scene of the series won't spoil the story for you, but Tyler is in his personal yacht, right? Because he's built himself a personal ship to live, like he lives in the ship, and it's like on Troy or whatever, and there's a battle, whatever. There's battles, and he's like rescuing people, and he's pulling someone in uh, uh, through a spacesuit, right? And the guy gets up, takes his helmet off, and there's just starry night hanging there in
Yep.
what could best be described as a bordello.
Well, I mean, you gotta at least hand it to their taste in art. I mean,
He's got good taste. It's like it's a classic. Gotta say that.
Well,
Yeah.
he got all the art back, right? Like
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah,
hinted at the end of
he's got
the
all
book. That
Earth's art back.
he got all, well, the majority of it anyway. It's like, yeah, I want all that art back, but it's all his now.
yeah.
Because all the
Yeah.
museums and governments gave away their art to try to get technology. Yeah.
to get garbage.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Garbage.
that's probably the sharpest piece of social criticism in this entire book. What people will sell out, something genuinely important for dumpster
Beads.
diving, effectively.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like,
Uh,
don't disrespect painting, kids. Ain't worth it.
yeah. So, Tanner, your thought of the plot and theme and all that, the story overall, the actual the message.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, I do agree with its, people should be able to go there and be excellent. That's how you face all these big cosmic struggles. However, again, it is limited in my mind because of its, chick track nature, because it is written so loudly is not the right word. I wish I had right words to describe this. I also must, and this is at times is a good thing, but this novel is more like three mini novels put together,
Yeah.
because you've got the story of him kind of getting out of the hole with exploiting maple syrup profits, leading to the Civil War, leading to them getting ready to go into space and fracking meteors, to building Troy, to
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, there is an escalation there, but I would have liked a lot more, either focusing on like one or two of those, or a bit more organic flow through those.
Yes,
Again, yeah,
the so it's the 3 act structure, which has been like
overused.
well, it's standard storytelling since like the days
Shakespeare?
of the Greeks. But like you say, the each act is too delineated from one another in this story, and not seamlessly flowing, right? Like one
Yeah, and
doesn't
it
build
doesn't
up
have
to
to
the
be like
next. And
100% perfectly organic, but like just a little more, something mattering here that matters later would have been nice. Which is part of why I appreciated Mr. Beetle coming back. But again, I'm over focusing on a skin doctor.
He was awesome.
Oh, absolutely. I just don't want to make them like the whole thing I talk about, you know. And I will say, like, for the vignettes throughout this, some of them are really, really nice, and there's moments that are really nice. To this book's credit, even though I wish they focused on the mom and the kids a smidge more, just someone more down to earth to kind of we can see all this craziness through. I do appreciate that she knows immediately something's up because he always wants to hear, from the kids, why is it this time he doesn't have the time? That was a nice bit of character writing. That was nice.
Mhm.
That was like his most human moment.
Yeah,
Well,
like,
he's deliberately hardening himself.
oh, absolutely. But like, I kind of like that she immediately picks up because she was married to him for years. She can know this stuff.
Mhm.
For what it's worth, next birthday, if you choose a second one in the series, I'd be happy to read it.
If you want to independently, it's in the playlist, and I'll put
Fair
the third
enough.
one up there soon.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. George, Oblissing... Bad, I just butchered that.
Oh,
That's
it's
his
just Bilbo
exit joke.
Baggins backwards.
Oh, neat. Swanky.
Yeah. Your thought on the
So
the
I feel like the plot was to serve his ideas
Absolutely.
more than to serve, the ideas weren't serving the plot as the idea. Yeah, the plot was serving the ideas. So there's several in there, and it kind of one of the things that libertarians have a resentment for, and I'm on board with it, is that
we call
we
them
feel like
communists.
that we feel that society has been held back by statism. That we would be like on the moon, like hundreds of years before and things like that. We would be a Kardashev one civilization by now or something equivalent
Hmm.
to that if we
Yeah.
didn't have all this red tape.
Bureaucracy.
I wish
Which is
that,
brought into place by corporations more than it is states.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Go
The
figure.
corporations aren't necessarily.
Well, yeah, no one wants to
They're
lose
their own
no one wants to
bureaucracies,
lose
yes,
all their
corporations.
customers or taxpayers to
Yeah.
what's out there.
Yeah, this was one of the interesting things was like, oh yeah, he's the richest man in the world, but then the government can just tax him.
Yeah.
Like he
it's like-
basically became like, so it's almost as if like some Polynesian tribe member, they get discovered by Captain Cook or something, and
And then
he
they eat
becomes and then
And he outsmarts the whole British Empire and becomes the richest guy on the planet.
yeah. Well, he becomes the richest guy on the island. He becomes a like sort of a moderately successful businessman in that world. So like,
Right.
so his value on
and
Earth
then they
is like,
eat him.
yeah. So yeah, he becomes a successful businessman selling the maple syrup to the Glatoon. So on Glatoon, he is like, like not, like kind of owns a small company, But
Right.
then when he comes back to Earth, he can because he can buy those chips and things that we need here.
The
And-
answer, yeah.
Yeah, and he becomes like as wealthy as nations, but then the nations can just tax him, so they keep kind of messing him up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Well, they ended up backing down on taxing him when he made it quite clear, like, I'm operating the system defense system.
yeah,
Tax me, I can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's
and he's dealing, and his stuff is a lot of his wealth is probably in banks on Glatoon or whatever. And I think he
Yeah.
did mention that he's incorporated in Togo or someplace.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He incorporated somewhere.
Macronesia.
Yeah. Well, it's that is a business
Oh,
practice. Like there's two countries that sell. If you look around the world, there's countries that do different things. Like there's two countries that sell their flag to any cargo ship.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's why they have the most cargo ships in the sea.
yeah.
But those
Because
cargo
there
ships
are
belong
no-
to companies from other countries.
Yeah, they're flagged in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if you actually look into cargo ships, they're very much the way cargo ships were portrayed in Star Trek Enterprise or Deep Space Nine. The cargo ships are actually family affair things. They're very rarely actually owned by major companies.
Well, the reason So, like, if
No, I'm
if
talking
a
real world.
country owns cargo ships or has something to do directly with those cargo ships, and
Yeah.
like they got to deal with blockades, they go to these other two countries, and everybody knows this is going on, and they get their flag put under those countries.
Yeah, I
That's
remember like
Panama and Liberia.
yeah,
And that's why
Liberia.
those two countries have the most flagged ships
Mhm.
because of all the shady
Lowest
stuff.
tax rates.
Yeah, they're doing all the shady stuff on the side. So you know.
You don't need taxes when you got crime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're the same thing. What are you talking about, Tanner?
Precise. That's the
No.
joke.
Yeah, that's actually.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal.
What? Bad tenant. Bad.
yeah. So like I
Hey, they
said,
can't all land.
I wish he just was more show than tell in terms of like a lot of the stuff, like where he's like the character would
Yes.
pontificate for a little bit, and it wasn't even like that. It was just this is how it is. Well, Tyler says it, you know. Like,
Oh.
but yeah, I feel like it was serving that, and also the other thing it's serving, like I was saying, is how we would develop in like if you just want to say, like write a paper about how we might develop as a spacefaring species, we would have to like develop space industries and like and I love the idea
I think something he was trying to maybe emphasize was the necessity being the mother of invention, and that
Mhm.
we're not going to get our shit together until there's someone knocking at our front door.
Yeah, that was a core premise. But yes, um, the term used is like voice of the author instead of the author's voice. So like the author's voice is generally the words you choose to use to construct sentences and things like that. But the voice of the author is when you can distinctively hear someone giving you a message or like pointing over there through the text instead of like showing. And it does come off really thick in this book. Not
Yeah.
so much in the second one, but in the third one.
There's probably all the criticism he received from this book, because I did go
No.
through
He did get some criticism, but mostly like some of his math was just a little off. But
yeah, I shouldn't
like,
need
like
to follow along with the math. You know,
yes, you
with the
should.
slide rule.
In this kind of story, yes, you should. You should just embrace it and just take it as is.
The chunky math in a sci-fi story is like the details of a crime in a crime novel. That is what people go there to.
Well, in
To
some
solve it as a
cases.
puzzle, to follow along with the characters and see if we can find out who stole what or who killed who.
Yeah.
Not to say you can't enjoy it if you're not coming at it from that angle, but it is what the core audience is really going there for.
Yeah. In some cases,
Well, the other thing is when there's like something that real science doesn't, you know, like where there's like sort of a hurdle with real science, it always goes, oh yeah, and then we got this Glatoon technology. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Wave
you have to have the unobtainium.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Didn't they mention unobtainium in this?
Yeah, I think he names some material that as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was the spinning
actually,
disc.
no, this is right after Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah, the spinning disc. The material.
Plates.
Yeah, it's like we have no idea what it's made out of. It's just unobtainium.
Yeah, they had different bearings. They used
bearings.
magnetic bearings, but they were like
Yeah, there was some tech that was like nobody seemed to know
how that shit works.
Yeah, but they could fix it.
they could fix it. I like the alien engineers. Like, yeah, it's above my pay grade. I just hit the button and turn the wrench. I took the class in high school, but I don't remember anything.
Just spit on it; it'll be fine.
Yeah. I think
we've all met somebody like that, right?
Like me.
Like me, yeah.
Just kick it.
The other thing, the Horgath were not as advanced as we thought. Like they were just basically like Earth, where they were just adapting what they could. Like the spaceships were made of steel, not whatever unobtainium.
The Horgath. No, this is the thing. Is so the Chital or Gatal or whatever they're called, the aliens that bring in the gates.
Yeah,
Um,
they don't
they
mention
just
them
show up.
much.
Yeah, they just show up, drop the gate off, and go fuck off, suckers.
You can't do
Yeah.
nothing about it.
We'll collect our gate fees when you use the gate. That's all we care about.
Figure it out. Figure it
Yeah,
out, monkey
and,
people.
and,
Bye.
and they do not come up again out through the entire series.
Oh no.
Likely as a joke. Like,
Yes.
here we are. Here's the plot. Bye.
What we get?
You're not at our level yet.
We build highways.
How we built toll
Hello,
booths.
people of Earth. Your attention, please. This is your prosthetic vehicle on jolts of the Intergalactic Highway Council. We just want to let you know that we'll be running a bypass right by your planet. Sucks to be you.
Yes.
No. You had 900 years to form any complaint, and you had plenty of time
You're
to
both
comment
a
then.
sucker.
It's all 4 light years away. There's no use in complaining about it now. Good day,
It was very
Earth. Bloody
much.
hell.
It was very much like you're getting the galaxy.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. But so the glutton, the gluttonous race, they used to send out these like uplift packages, but their economy went to shit. Like they're in like the slump. So when the gates got sent to the Horvath system, they were like cart and buggy people,
Yeah.
like horse and buggy people, and they sent the package in there, and they got uplifted. That's why I'm against uplift. So they got the socioeconomic how to be a good trading partner.
Yeah. At China.
I was actually seeing a lot of like later stage Rome with at least the Glacun, where they used to be, go out there and conquer galaxies and expand, and then because of a couple of foibles, just are beginning to implode, and they're like, this is gonna be a
Yes.
problem.
And that's a big thing throughout the rest of the series. But yeah, that program had been canceled by the time the gate came to Earth. So
Mhm. Their glory
No.
days are definitely over.
yes,
Yeah.
and I think that's mentioned in book 1 too.
there was
Oh,
also
yeah.
the implications that it was like due to social programs, like they were just paying
Yeah,
off
yeah.
their useless
They
parts of
got
the
welfare.
population.
They got welfare.
Get my check.
Yeah. So shadow tones and vibes and
What was the question?
Plot.
what do you think about the plot, the overall structure of the story?
Yeah, it was. There was so much obvious. Um, I don't want. I want to use the word contrived, but all books are contrived, so it's not really the
Yes.
word I'm looking for. But heavy-handed in the way he executed things. I would have liked to have seen a lot more, actual something more exciting than the little bit of space combat at the end. It would have been nice to see some like a ground invasion or something. I realize that's pretty ridiculous with the technologies that are involved.
Yeah.
But
When you
would-
hold the
would it be-
orbitals, you don't send troops down because you just end
yeah,
up killing
I
your own
totally
troops.
get that, but it makes the entire
Star
threat.
Wars.
It makes all of the threat. Push a button, you live. Push a button, you die. And everybody except Tyler is literally unimportant in the story. There's no sense of loss or anything to be lost other than the art that he talked about, and the
Well, there are
monuments and
millions
things
of
like that.
people that die.
He cared
Yeah.
about almost
Rome, Washington
nobody.
D.C.
Well,
There
he
was
cared
no,
about it. He just put on a brave face.
yeah, but you would have thought that there's no character to be emotionally invested in. You've got the main character who can do no wrong, and there's nobody else to really worry that there's anything bad going to happen to him, because that never happens. You know what I mean?
I would
Mm,
argue I'm actually between both of your vantage points here, because I did feel something when like the bombs were coming down and cities were being destroyed, just because,
Well,
you
that's because
know,
we're
in the
human,
abstract.
but the author is
True, and I'm
less.
very thankful that
Mexican.
I don't care. But what I'm thinking is, because it hops around so much, it's harder for me to let that sink in. It's like, no, let me mourn a little bit, then move on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then, while I do appreciate, he is putting on a brave face, I would have preferred either seeing some of the cracks in that more often, or
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He
seeing.
yeah, there
seemed
wasn't
too
enough
Well,
of
perfect.
that.
almost.
He was like
Well,
the guy, the only guy who could have saved humanity, and he was perfect in every way except he was short.
okay, two things. First, this is a very different book series, so please don't take it as it needs to be more like something completely different. No. In the first couple Percy Jackson books, that does this a lot better. Where, yeah, Percy's a little badass in the making, and he's facing all these monsters and stuff. But like, because it's told in first person, you get to see how genuinely scared he is, how, in over his head he feels. He misses his mom. He's terrified that he's gonna let his friends down, but of course the other characters don't see this. They just see,
Mhm.
the son of Poseidon who's, about to take the world. I would have preferred something like that where you see the two sides of it. And then as for the 5'3", 5'2" thing, I'm chuckling a little bit because while I'm probably never going to be able to write the fantasy epic I always wanted, one the main character was going to be this like swab, debonair, consummate warrior, world explorer who, because the Lord looked upon him and said, "You're a little bit OP," did make 5'3". He doesn't actually mind being short that
And
much.
there's
His
nothing
wife
wrong
definitely
with
doesn't
being that
mind,
height.
but
There's
yeah.
literally nothing wrong with being that height. But that's like the only thing that wasn't
Oh,
perfect
okay,
about
I
him.
think I get it. Sort of the thing where like they'll make a Mary Sue kind of clumsy, so she's not perfect. I think I get
Mhm.
you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't
Other than that,
see
he literally never failed at anything he wanted to do.
the traits that made him lose his marriage and lose, but basically end up like
Oh,
losing
because he
his
was
job and
short.
stuff like that.
In
And
fear of being
poor.
a
No,
jerk, Given has southern. Come on, okay, he's not nearly this bad, so please do not take this as me trying to select the character. But you know how Saddam Hussein in South Park's like, "Relax, buddy, I got it. Iraq. What's the difference?" I figure that kind of personality style in his head, it kind of grated on his wife after a while.
Yeah, well, they just make it sound like it's all financial, all
Yeah, well, that's libertarianism. It boils down humans to what their net worth is and how they can be a
no.
fungible unit. Yeah,
Libertarianism is a moral philosophy.
uh, I, I I know Rothbardianism to the core, man.
Yeah, it's like, okay, times are tough, but like, you shouldn't divorce your husband just because he doesn't have a ton of money, ladies. I mean, come on.
There are women that do that.
there are women that
I
do
know,
do
I know
that.
there are women who do that. That's why I said that.
Yeah.
That's
It's
Right.
not aimed at you guys.
no.
I
It's
feel directly targeted.
Oh,
That's
come
true.
on!
I feel like you think I'm the woman that would do that.
I still need to get used to his sense of humor. Forgive me, audience.
He's being
um
facetious.
Okay.
it just we didn't really see him, being upset like if you were trying to protect the planet and your family. I mean, we did see him worry about his kids at the end, but if you were trying to protect the planet from destruction and cities are getting bombed or areas are getting eliminated because of you, it would have an effect on you. So you don't want
Yeah,
that.
but it was like he knew he was the only person who could do it, and
Yeah.
nobody knows that about themselves.
He
If
was the
you
only person
honestly
that did
think
it.
that, you need help.
Yeah, it's like
If
there
you
is a
don't actually
problem
do
with
it though,
ego.
if you don't actually do it, you need help. If you do actually do
No, I
it,
mean you need psychiatric evaluation.
yes, I know what you mean by
Okay.
help. If you don't actually do it, you need help. But
Well,
if you actually are the one doing the saving of the galaxy or whatever,
he did admit in the end that Boeing making that spaceship, I forget what they called it, the
the
that the
the
name that he
the,
hated. What was the name? like the Star or something.
The
Star
Star
Fury?
Bomber.
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Fury or something like that.
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Fury.
The
I
Fury,
told
it was the
George
Fury.
Lucas that we would name it the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Can't stand the guy's politics, but man, does he like sci-fi.
Be right back.
That's also kind of what I mean. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not adverse to the main character meeting George Lucas, but that's kind of something you want to see in a scene and not just, yeah, I met this famous person.
Yeah. I don't know. It's still one of those things that it's not really relevant to the story. So, you know.
There were
True,
Yeah.
but you do want a little breathing room.
Do
You
you
want a
want an
little
extra
fingerprint.
5 pages?
Yeah.
Shadow, do you want an
No.
extra 5 pages?
No, I literally fell asleep like 5 different times and didn't miss anything.
Yes, you did. You missed a lot. You missed the scene where you met George Lucas.
Did I? Did I
But you
really?
didn't meet George Lucas. It was
Shut
just
up! I'm
after the
gaslighting
fact.
Shadow.
I know. I didn't miss it.
No, gaslighting is morally wrong. Like libertarianism and communism and talking too loud at restaurants, which is not nearly as bad as those first 3, but you get the idea.
Oh,
Next question.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we've just gone to pure insanity at this point, audience. So I hope that's no bother with you.
It only took us 16 minutes. That's not
Hey,
bad.
you know what really upset me about the book
What?
is the book starts out with that one poor sucker looking for signs of extraterrestrial life, finally finds it, and then we never hear nothing about him after that.
What do you mean? He was the guy in charge. He was
He
was like one of the first people that Tyler hired to be. He was on the monkey paw. He was like,
Okay, that
The
was
monkey-
him. Okay, good.
Not the monkey
Yeah.
paw. The monkey paw, and the other one was
Monkey
the
Paw and the
monkey business.
monkey business. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
monkey business, I think, might be a reference to Gary Hart. I don't know, guys.
Maybe.
If you guys remember.
So that was the same
1980s.
dude. Okay.
He was one of those guys, and
I gotta ask, in later books, do they name other ships after monkeys and apes?
I think so. The first
Good,
few.
because if they ever need to do like a suicide mission, they can call the rusty shit kicker bomber the ape shit apocalypse.
Yeah. Well, the ones that he has for the company, the first ones that he's buying, but then when like the government start getting their act together, because he does turn he I don't know, does he sell Troy to the government in
Yes.
the first book? Yeah, okay. So they turn it into like a battle station, right? And
Yeah. I think he sold them the shell, and they were doing what they call the quote unquote fiddly bits, putting in
Yes.
like
Fiddly bits, yes.
yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
really a colony ship.
Well, he does make it mobile.
yeah.
He does make it mobile. That's
I
like
could make it to Comic-Con.
What happened to the second one that he made that was a little smaller? Did they mentioned it for a little bit, and then it fell
okay,
off.
so he by the third one they've made like 3 of them, and they're inflating like 5 more. Yeah. What was that? That was Malta. No, it's Malta 2. It doesn't matter. Yeah, they make a bunch of them, and
Yeah.
they fucking kick ass. Obviously,
Yeah, they were implying
Yeah, it's Earth.
planning on getting
yes.
sending it to Eridani. It sounded like,
Yeah.
which I hope.
Yes.
We
That's,
make ships
hot.
different than other alien.
Other races. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
You slipped. I heard country.
yeah.
Whatever.
It's like yeah.
We
It's
do
like
it different. We do it different here. We hold our beer
like
and do it.
so the Horvath get their asses whooped at the end of this book. Spoilers. There's 2 more books. Don't worry about it. And then what was it the Jetal?
There was like an ally of the Horvath.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the lizard people.
They Shadow Lizard people. You love them. They end up fighting them,
Fish people.
and it's like so. In the future books, it keeps switching to the like alien think group, right? So they get a group of guys together to like come up with battle strategies, and the government just keeps ignoring them and having massive losses. So the battle station, like
Sounds like the government.
the Troy, just keeps like there's a big part of like the next book that's like just like salvage, right? Like there's a subplot, like they're salvaging shit from battles, and they're like, okay, like. Where are we going to get all the laser cannons and the shield generators for any of the shit you want to do? And it's like, and he points to the salvage field. It's like they're giving it to us. They're just giving it to us. Just over there. Oh.
Yeah, because the aliens just. Well, it's because the alien bureaucracy is set in its own set ways.
Yeah, Shadow. The next book is just like nothing but battle and outcome of battle and what we can do with the outcome of battle.
Yeah, one thing,
and then the third book is just like Mexicans are stupid.
Oh. Okay.
Ay.
The one thing I wish, it was a very technical book, but then like it didn't really explain too much how the gate worked. Like
They
I
never
don't.
explain how gates work. Do they in the mall?
Space fucking magic.
Magic.
No,
Yeah.
Yes.
well,
That's
no,
how
when
it
they-
works.
Because
Monkey
they said-
magic.
Yeah, I mean, if you knew how that
Point.
worked, what the hell is he doing writing sci-fi books?
Yeah, no, more like how they acted more like the functions, like because some gates didn't connect to other things, like we were originally like a dead end gate, but then like it opened up to some 2 other places or something.
Okay, so it's like a peer-to-peer thing. So you go
That's
into
what I
it
took
and
it to
you go to
be
the next
in the-
one,
from what
you
he-
go to the next
from what it
one.
said in
Yeah.
that first book.
So like
Because
when you enter it, do you have to like enter from one side to go to like to Eridani and the other side to go to Wolf, or do you kind of got to like dial it in and give them like a phone number or something?
I think they only have like so many locations. Yeah, you just go to one, then to the next, to the next.
yeah,
to
it
the next.
indicated like they were on like a jump, like to get because when they were building stuff in that other system, and they were talking about how they couldn't necessarily go the way they wanted to and stuff like that. So
It almost sounded like it was like from star to star.
yeah,
And if there was a star, if you went to a location and there were other stars close to it, then you could go to them because
If there was a gate there.
yeah.
yes,
But it seemed to be in a lot of theories and a lot of systems and games and stories and whatnot. You have to have like a focal point to go somewhere. You can't just like make a gate to like an empty part of space.
Yeah.
Well,
There's
I
got to be
assume
something there for it to kind of work on.
if you paid attention during the beginning, the gate is just like on its own and it's like coming through space slowly.
Yeah.
Like they just launch them and let them move at like normal speed. They don't move.
And
at
they
light
like
speed.
drift
They're just
like
Like
sort of like
that.
a panspermia
Gate.
spermia kind of thing. They just launch them out everywhere and wherever they end up. That's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
Or
They
they
just
have
figure
some
out
sort
where
of
they'll
program
stay, sit and,
to kind of nudge them into place once they get to something that might be worth checking out.
interesting.
Well, like they'll go to every system. So like they go to the one system. There's a whole gas mining project in the second book. I
Right.
think maybe the third one. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they get everything set up there at Wolf.
Yeah.
Wolf, right?
Yeah, Wolf and 359, where the Borg attacked. And there's nothing in that system, right? It's just there's a gate there because there's a gate there.
Yeah, we need to play Star Trek bingo whenever we do sci-fi to see if we can make a Star Trek reference.
Well, that's a real solar system. If you
I know it is, but I
Okay.
just
Believe it or not, what this was actually reminding me a lot of was not even Sherlock Mercury, but Traveler,
Yes, I got Traveler. I also got
the RPG.
Yes.
Star Empires and Star Frontiers vibes in that.
Oh yeah,
You know, Star Frontiers, the ships jump. Star Empires they jump, but in Star Empires, which predates the Star Frontiers, they have nexus points, and those nexus are they are gates, so you don't have to go through the same.
Yeah, I got more of a Star
time.
Frontiers versus Star Trek. I mean, Traveler.
Or battle, you know, it did
Uh,
Babylon
because
5.
even their highest tech, the other aliens still seem like
Low.
low Traveler tech. You know what I mean, Grandma?
Yeah.
yeah, somewhere between those extremes, I
Yeah,
think.
right.
Okay.
But in
We
Star
really didn't get any
Empires,
examples of higher tech. Just we had to take their word for it.
Right.
From what?
The book.
The book?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it seemed
there
like
was
they
no
had
examples.
it
There were
was
no
like
real
a
examples
patchwork
of
Noah stuff.
Maybe the translator that you put in your throat and you don't even have to talk anymore.
maybe.
That's the
The
battlefield.
the mind implant. The
Yeah.
Gorgax Battlefield. Gorgax Battlefield. What are the fucking that ad campaign? He goes to implant on and he opened it up and it's like the what was the hardware store or whatever. He was just yelling in his fucking mute that shit
Yeah, something I love hating this is that the aliens are just like us and how underhanded we can be and how trashy our advertisement is.
Well,
Yeah.
that one race is.
The Glactoon,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
I believe the phrase is "We have met the enemy and he is us."
well,
The funny thing is that they're very physically they're very different. They have like the whole weird gender thing. They're
Mhm.
neutrals, but they're
Yeah, there's two of the Glaccoon in a
Yeah,
Glactoon.
Raccoons are weird.
glutton.
The funny thing is that they probably like look at us and go, "What the fuck is this
Yeah.
thing? This makes no sense. This is biologically a
What was
disaster."
the race? The race that owned the hotels, the fucking.
Yeah, they
It
had
doesn't
niche.
matter.
They had
Yeah,
niche,
yeah, on that station because it was a space station that it goes to, right? And
Yeah.
it's like I'm sorry, we haven't had enough time with your species to build sex robots yet.
Yeah.
It's like I'm okay with that. Don't worry about it.
We can cook your food, but you're gonna want to be very specific with the instructions
Yeah.
you give it.
Yes.
I think one of the other interesting thing is like the glutton are like they're like they conquered, but they kind of seem to incorporate the people that they've conquered into them, like they're almost like a like
Yeah.
Jamaican in Britain and stuff like that.
I don't think
Romans too.
those races that you see there were conquered. That they were other like they did some of that like border war stuff, but most of it was like we're gonna make sure you're not a threat, but we're gonna send in people to teach you how to make things so you can sell them to us.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seemed like they assimilated.
Yeah,
yeah,
More
and they
than
call
they-
themselves the Federation or something.
yeah.
So
Yes, but
Star
two
Trek.
Star Trek Rex.
Bingo.
Yeah,
So where were we? I don't remember. I guess we go through the D&D question now. What part would you use for a role playing game? Grandma.
Well, I definitely like Stargates. Already like them, and the jump gates, jump things. So I would use that. I like the Beetle guy. Totally would use him as an NPC, 100%.
Same.
What was his name? I'm gonna go ask ChatGPT what
I
that
wouldn't
Beetle
even
guy's
change
name
his
was.
name. I would just be like,
What was
Yeah.
the
Well, what's the
conductor's
bug
name?
species in Star Frontier again?
they had
The
the
Vrusk.
Rusk. Yeah.
The Vrusk, yeah. I'd probably change it to a Vrusk if this was Traveler or Star Frontier, just so he fits the setting a bit more. Um,
But yeah,
Let's see
he
here.
would get used. I have to admit, I did like all the anachronym names, and I could see having a character who just go around renaming everything and giving everything weird anachronym names as part of their shtick. And I like the asteroid mining um, concept, and building ships that were big spheres, drow sites. I would totally have them be doing that, sphere ships.
Mhm.
If I was doing a Star Frontiers game.
Yeah, it's like what we're talking about, the hydroforming. It's almost like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
galactic scale of that.
Yeah, they'd be out
His
there
name
doing
was
it.
Corey.
Yeah,
Corey.
yeah,
The bug creature, his name was Corey.
yeah. Just
Nice.
spell it with a K.
Yeah. Okay, so I got most of what Grandma said before I went looking for the name of the stupid bug creature.
Just for that, you're not getting a discount.
Yeah, just for that, you're not getting a discount.
Fucking Tanner.
Yeah. What parts would you use, Tanner? Probably.
Grandma got it covered for me.
Yes, but go over it again because I
I
missed
don't
most
see-
of what she said looking for Corey's name.
Definitely a couple of NPCs would probably get refurbished here. The scientist pencil necks he has to put up with. Definitely Corey.
Yeah.
Maybe
Fuck Boeing, by the way.
Yeah, Boeing doesn't need to be here. Let's see here. Definitely exploring like mining asteroids and dust clouds and stuff. I could see that being weaved into the economy if I was doing a sci-fi game.
It's all about
Cybernetics
infrastructure,
need to
man.
really be infrastructure.
Without infrastructure, you can't do
Cybernetics need
shit.
to be really in the mood for a sci-fi setting, so I'm not sure if I'd use that. I know in my sci-fi I already use effectively a tesseract, a spacefold model, to pretty much describe how a ship can get to another planet much quicker without you aging the wrong way. So the gate's already there.
Oh.
I would. It depends on the species and it depends on the situation, but I might allow a player to try and find an item that he can like sell to the aliens for massive
Yeah,
profit,
yeah.
with the understanding that
That's
there's a
Traveler in
lot
a
of things that
nutshell.
could go
Yeah,
wrong with
that's
that.
Traveler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is definitely I would use this more for Traveler than anything else, and maybe Star
Well, you
Frontier.
do
I
have-
really
you
like
have
the.
things.
Sorry, I really like the idea
You
of
first, sorry.
playing the Gleton free trader. Right, I wouldn't mind being. Maybe I'll run a Traveler game, Shadow, and we'll play trade hard. You gotta get. I feel screwed.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually ran when I was in juvenile hall. I ran a Traveler game, believe it or not, and because I brought I not brought I had some of my books sent to me because I was going to be there for a while, and I did manage to get a couple of games going, a D&D game and a regular Traveler game. Unfortunately, the Traveler game devolved into the ship being called the Bud Runner.
I'm okay with that.
That's so funny.
Let me guess. The buds are belonging to a lady. Huh?
No.
No,
We.
no.
Oh no, that's even worse. Were you guys intergalactic weed salesmen?
Yes, they were. That's what they wanted to do. Mind you,
Hey, aliens, it's me, Zach the Weed Man. I got something that's gonna make a ground go sideways. Relax, brother.
all of my players had names like Juan and Jose
And cheat.
and Robert.
And
Chong.
Robert. What?
Would you believe that
Well,
my
say
granddad's named Robert?
But it was fun, and I doubt any of them went on to play role playing games afterwards. But I do know at least
Bummer.
one of them, because I bumped into him years later, was still rocking the Blue Oyster Cult. So I was
Good man.
somewhat successful.
But he only listens to that one song on repeat. and I won't name it because I hate that song.
So George, what would you steal?
Yeah,
I like,
yeah.
yeah, I think similar on the lines of like the different tech levels, where like you would how that political and trade dynamic would work in like a traveler type game, because travelers always at about the tech level, and I remember there was some stuff in their trade things, but I don't think they mentioned too much about tech level,
No,
but they're like
every planet literally has their own tech
yeah,
level in traveler.
yeah, but
Yeah.
in the trading the
Matrices.
trading the trading yeah, um, whatever you call it. So maybe something like that. Kind of figure out, like, yeah, why wouldn't somebody? How do these low tech level planets live? Like, how do they survive? Are there people there? And there's all that notion of mixing it, like where like this guy he's from tech level 9, I guess you can say in traveler terms, and he's dealing with like tech level 12, and he's bringing 12 back to his planet, and he becomes the richest man. I mean, maybe there's a character that you meet like that. You go to a low tech level planet, but there's like one guy that's like kind of, he's gone out into space and uh, become like basically really rich by doing that and kind of influential. The other thing I think I would do, what was it? I had something I was thinking about, now I forgot. um, there is the asteroids. There is the station, the Troy station. I mean, that could be a great place. It's this whole I've heard of things like hollowing out, like digging out an asteroid and building inside of it, but the whole inflating it, and it's solid. It's defended, and you could build almost anything on the inside, and coming up with that as a setting or part of a setting or
Yeah.
place that your characters visit. And
There is a running subplot that's like very lightly touched on about the swimming pool.
Oh yeah, the swimming pool.
Yeah.
it's like they're
The
worried about
things
the
in the
guys going in it.
station. The things in the station, yeah, of Troy. That was
Well, we're mostly in that in book 2 and 3. The second station is book 3 for the most part, but or book station 2.
Hence the name Citadel.
Yes,
That's
Citadel
what
is Troy, and then book 3 is Hotgate because
Yeah,
it's
and
like
book 1 it did talk. Sorry, book 2 I did catch a little bit, and it was like a lot of like safety stuff. Like the guy's going there, and he's going to be a welder or whatever, and it's just
yeah,
all about safety, and
yeah.
you suck in back him if you do something stupid.
You
What's up, Jose?
book 2 and 3 mostly book 2 and you follow the welder. What was his name again?
I don't remember.
And was it in book 1 where the pilot just gets into the door as Troy's door is closing?
Mhm.
She crashes. You
Yeah.
follow her, and this
Oh, she's
female
that pilot.
Yeah, you follow. Yeah, Comet Parker is that pilot, and then you follow the welder for a bit, and it's mostly her, but you follow, like, he pops in a lot as they're like gathering salvage. There's a lot more combat in that book, obviously, but yeah. So Shadow, what would you steal, or did you just answer that? Totally spaced on it.
I kind of like the idea of the warp gates, um,
Mhm.
in the way that an alien race puts them wherever they are, but I would change it to where the whoever put them there is a complete mystery, and that would be like a huge part of the overall arcing story is who put them there and why, because they would be I would make them relatively easy for whoever came across them to use, because otherwise, what would be the point? In the overall scheme
Well,
of the builders' plans to whatever it was they were doing to get people to move back and forth, because otherwise, making ships that can do the same thing would probably come later technologically, as we discussed when we were doing the Traveler 2525 thing, it would be probably easier for mankind or other people to figure out a way to send the ships as opposed to let the ships go where the hell they want.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to get to like when we were talking at the beginning of our writing thing, and you wanted to do that space series,
Mhm.
right? And I told you we should do gates. These were the gates I modeled them off of.
I figured. Having read the book.
Specifically these gates because they go to a limited number of locations. They're very cheap to use. Like you never mention anyone complaining about gate fees besides the the free trader at the beginning in this book. What's his name? What was the Glutton captain's name?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm bad with names, and
Yeah,
it's
was
been
like
3
ago
weeks
for me.
It was like 3.
I'm even worse,
It's
dude.
been
Dude, I will
Yeah.
have forgotten everything about this by tomorrow.
Yeah. So like they're complaining about it, but it's like $12. It's like you're complaining about $12.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know the gate fees, right? It's like I'm
guess-
sorry, but if you're an interstellar pilot, a $12 toll fee is not a big deal.
and they're not really. It's funny because they're not a player in their world, really, right? The gate makers or gate builders.
No, you literally maybe somebody mentions them in passing, but
Yeah.
like the Jatal are like, hey, we set this gate to your system. Don't fuck with it.
Yeah,
Pay your gate
That-
fees
that-
if you use
that's-
it.
that-
Bye.
I wouldn't change that by much, but I would make it more a focus of the story is finding out, because there was a couple of things I noticed listening to this when they were talking about the age of species having been out there for like, they're tens of thousands of years old, etc. Um, that puts them, back when we were, uh, much less developed as a species. Um, if you're doing that kind of
Yeah,
sci-fi,
primordial soup.
right? If you're doing that kind of sci-fi where you don't have the creator, etc., um, you open up the possibility to there being races that are not only billions of years older but billions of years more advanced, and
Yeah.
it's entirely feasible that there's a race that is still alive since the beginning, like in Babylon 5, Lori and that kind of character. You have the potentiality for a race that's without being divine, almost godlike.
Yeah.
But
And-
it's not part of the story, so
yeah. And I think
You know.
part of it, it seems like they put them like they made them like this, though it does kind of it's a little immersion breaking that they are not players in the politics, so they can't just shut the gate off because we pissed them off, and like they don't have control. Like there's nobody there to shut the gates off.
Yeah, it's like they're just automatically making gates and just
Yeah.
yeah,
we've been
yeah.
doing this forever, guys.
It's probably an
Cross
automated
galaxies.
It's probably an automated factory set up somewhere, and nobody's bothered to shut it off.
Well, they did that in Stargate Universe. That was like that spaceship. That it was like it was Stargate,
Yeah,
but
that
it
one
was like a
ship that just kept jumping.
yeah.
Right,
And
but
it's like
every
galaxy to
story I've ever
galaxy.
every story I've ever read with any kind of precursors like
Excellent,
that,
excellent.
they always have one thing in common, and that's a deep, dark, ulterior motive.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Right.
yeah.
And I
not
think
just
that's
there.
honestly
Nice.
fun.
For-
You've got to have that gotcha moment. It's like, haha, you thought we were the benefactors, but no. Every time you go through one of those portals, we're actually scanning your DNA and cloning you and filling up other galaxies with your clones. Some awful thing like that.
Well, no. Judging by this universe, the gate is actually a giant TV camera for like a VR thing, and like Interstellar Warfare is a TV show.
Mhm.
Well, it is a choke
This
point,
week on the Terran sector.
Will Earth be invaded?
Again.
What are the Horvath up to this week? They like
Joking aside, though, something Go figure. Shadow and I tend to be on a very similar wavelength without us even trying. I usually depict elves, dragons, very sometimes dwarves, maybe something like an ogre or a halfling to like throw the players as like the races that have been around since God created the universe.
Mhm.
Like, oh that? Oh yeah, we remember that like it was yesterday. This happened. I have no clue where you got this other idea from. Mortal sure is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because you've got to have that sort of, you've got to have a bad guy, but there's always like
Yeah.
steps to getting there. There's other bad guys in the way of the ultimate bad guy.
Yeah.
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 And
And in this one there wasn't. It was just you're there's no face, no name to that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
It's just,
everyone say, yeah,
it's
they just
those
stay there,
guys.
man.
Those guys
Yeah.
are dicks.
The horde
Well,
guy
Yeah.
is supposed to be like a hive being or somewhat like
Well,
they don't have any notion of individuality or something like that. They were saying.
sort of. They are sort of like
Nice,
they're
Jose.
very hierarchical, like a stereotype of Chinese people or something like that. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, insect communal.
Yes, but not absolutely. More like they're beaten down into it. But
The worst kind.
yeah, the worst kind.
Yep.
But yeah, I know. I think the point is like they're the global adversary. Like they're the justification for infighting. That is this story where the future the next one is more outward focused in like the what were they called the lizard guys. There's a lot more like seeing faces in that community.
Something I'll bring up if it's no bother,
Yeah.
and this is another love-hate thing. This is clearly a massive love letter, not just to Sherlock Mercury, but also to
Who the fuck is
the works
Sherlock
of Paul
Mercury,
Anderson.
man?
I'm not repeating that joke. But also to like the works of Paul Anderson with the free trade, the unique aliens and their culture and stuff like that. I just wish that they hadn't said, and this is going to be a bit of an odd critique, they hadn't said that Tyler was big into sci-fi. Like, you hint at it, have an alien say, "Ah, you were a fan of Van Ridge too, eh?" But like, when you do the paragraph where so and so had always liked this thing, and now we got to live it, that does take me out of the story a little bit. It's like, hey, this is the reason we wrote this. Like, no, let us discover that over time, you know?
Well, I figured all his strategies and plans and everything he came up with were things he ripped off from freaking 1950s and 60s sci-fi shorts.
Yeah, that's what I mean by love hate. It's like, on one hand, that's cool. On the other hand, it's just like, the fandom power fantasy. And it's like,
A good magician always, or never reveals his tricks.
there we go. He said it perfectly.
And he's done that several times. Just let us. We don't need to know what's in the sausage.
Yeah, a reference is great, but like, don't like explain. By the way, the reference is from this, unless it's like that's part of the joke, like wieners, 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 put them in your mouth. And it's like, Johnson.
Huh? Yeah, one thing I see is
And probably buried into that.
he does like there is a
I'm
level
just
of
picturing
sci-fi.
Olivia Munn putting like a dozen wieners in her mouth.
Now, see, I didn't even have to explain the joke, and it became funnier.
There is one of the notions, and I think he's a big fan, obviously a big fan of sci-fi. He writes it, so and that our culture's love of sci-fi doesn't end as we move into the future, because it's going to be it's going to stay, and it's part of what's driving our future it's part of what's driving our technological advancement.
Yeah, didn't he say something like that in the book that this event literally killed sci-fi?
Yeah, and then he's
And that's
Yeah.
how it started.
Yeah, it's like,
Uh,
wouldn't that do the
and
opposite?
Shadow-
Because it's real now.
Shadow, if you want to pull up that image.
I'm getting to it.
Yeah. So yeah, he's also but the Galatoon, I think, say like no, they love it. They didn't have sci-fi. They had like oh my gosh.
This was Attack of the Show. They challenged her to put as many hot dogs in her mouth as she could.
Oh, don't worry, we remember.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's Olivia Moon and it's 2004.
Take that down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Glatoon like our sci-fi. They never had sci-fi apparently, and they advanced very slowly. Part of it is they didn't have very interesting objects in their sky, just stars really, and
No
a sun.
moon.
Yeah, no moon, no Venus, and so and they advanced.
He said
Yeah,
Venus.
and they advanced pretty slowly. But now like they're just, I think that's what one of the things is like they liked our sci-fi. It seems like, or at least the guys on the free traders were. And I think the humans are having an effect on Glatoon culture, where they see like the whole "live free or die" thing, speech, and all that stuff, and they're like, "Yeah." And I don't know if this is gonna. I hope they do it in the books where the Glatoon kind of get their shit together and kind of have a little resurgent, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. Where they're like,
No, they're going to become part of the Earth Empire. What are you talking about?
So close. So close.
Yeah. There was the one.
I got bad news for you, George.
Oh no, it's gonna be the opposite. They're just gonna go. They're gonna just decay into nothing, and because there was the wealthy Glatoon guy that was kind of like hard scrabble, kind of pick himself up from the bootstraps, and was kind of born on the wrong side of the tracks. Company guy, and
almost a mob boss.
Yeah.
Well, that's just that's libertarianism for you. The mob, and
Trust me, you don't have to preach to the choir. I'm not a fan of the ideology myself.
when you take it to its extent, it's somewhere between, Al Capone and Joseph Stalin.
Yeah, what they say is the perfect is the enemy of the good.
Yes, but there's nothing perfect about that when you start looking at the. It looks very tempting. I understand why so many people, including yourself there, George, fall into it, but
yeah. So I think it was something that we were talking about characters earlier, or maybe he seemed interesting too. He was given, but he was like kind of like, it sounded like he was the only voice that was helping Earth.
Yeah,
got everybody the forbidden technologies.
Did they get Granatica in book 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And it sounded like they were building her like a shell to put around her. So I don't know if she was. You
should like Granatica, Grandma. They just start calling her Granny by the end of the series.
She was jealous that they were making more AI. They were going to make her to make more AI or something.
Yeah. The AI making.
Yeah, the view of AI in this would be.
I read that part. Yeah. The AI who was all upset until she's like, "Oh, okay."
So you don't have to build TVs and shit.
I don't know, cool stuff. I think so.
What?
But maybe not. He's asking if 1,000 subs is the watermark for memberships.
Memberships? There's a breakdown in the back room somewhere. But you have to actually go in and turn it on too. So.
And they had an interesting. One of the interesting things was the whole. Do you build the spaceships or do you build the infrastructure to build spaceships, and when do you do it? And it's almost like when you're playing like Age of Empire, one of those RTS games, and you're like, I don't know, should I start building the buildings, or should I build the things the buildings build?
Yeah, you need to balance both, and if you don't, you end up getting screwed on one or the other.
Yeah.
And setting up that infrastructure was what this book was all about, right?
Yeah.
That and trying to outsmart the aliens by using tech they didn't think was important, and then turning it all into weapons.
Yeah. I built a bunch of pocket mirrors for my girlfriend, and she's gonna use them to shoot you.
Redneck, hold my beer. Check this out, aliens.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that we had the fundamental understanding of what these technologies were.
I was half thinking that they might just destroy the gate, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
So we got
well,
warned not to do that by the.
yeah, you're not allowed to fire so close to it or whatever.
Then
I'm
that
pretty
will
sure
bring down the wrath of the whoever built it.
the
I'll be
ancients
right back,
do
guys. I
show
need
up
to get some more
then.
water.
Yeah,
Since nobody wants to do that, including the more advanced races.
yeah. Nah, you just don't fuck with the Chital, okay? This is rule one. Rule one of this
Rule
series. Don't fuck
one,
with the
somebody
Chital.
did it once before. It was a bad scene, man.
Yeah. I would totally want to hear more about what's going on with them. A little sad here that they don't really talk about them much.
Yeah. I wouldn't have mind seeing like 8 more books in this series, honestly. It just kind of ends with like, yeah, we're secure now. Yeah. There could have been another like war arc, but I don't think his publisher.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he still writes books, but he fell into the crave of zombie books, post-apocalypse zombie books when they were a hit, and yeah,
zombie books.
he started writing those.
Are these his best books, you think?
I really like the other series he wrote with David Weber. The other one I mentioned was Empire of Man. If you want, I can pop those up.
Cool. Yeah.
Just give me a little time because it takes a pain in the ass to edit those with the softwares.
I don't worry. Yeah, I think I have enough.
What the fuck?
Oh. Calm down, dog. We're just talking about sci-fi here. Relax, Tiger.
Yeah, so yes, I know I have enough. I have enough with the second book that you posted, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm liking the second so far. It does seem to be more person focused and character focused, and
yeah, they're concept focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you usually like the first book's a high concept book, and if you're used to character character-driven stories.
I remember they were building a space elevator in the first book. I don't remember if they finished it.
Space elevator?
Yeah, they were always talking about it. They had to make a giant metal steel, basically disc with a hole in it to make the elevator. They needed
no, they weren't building a space elevator. That was the gas siphon for the. Did they start that in book one?
They were building.
I want to say yes.
This is where I got technical and it was hard to follow. So I remember it's like, okay, we need tons of carbon. So we're gonna get some carbonaceous asteroids. We need a steel disc, so many kilometers wide, the size of Lake Washington, I think they said, which meant Lake Washington as in like whatever is left of Washington D.C. after the bombing.
Yes, so an arbitrary
unknown amount, smaller than the Beltway,
bigger
than.
We need an 18-kilometer across washer.
Yeah.
4 feet thick.
We need to build a moat around the space station.
I remember they mentioned for a space elevator. Maybe it might have not been for Earth, but
no. They built a big disc to put in the gas giant in Wolf 3.5 whatever. As part of their they basically built Cloud City from Star Wars to be a hydrogen mine,
and that's used for the fuel for the ships.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the palladium elements, the platinum group elements are used to make the technical components of these ships.
The gravitational spinny disk things.
Yeah. One thing I wasn't sure what was going on with the so he has the mirror array, the sapple, I guess that is.
Yeah, the sapple.
Now the sapple actually just gets sunlight. So these are all fueled by sunlight, and then it would focus it on something in on the surface of the Troy, and then in that it would redirect it to its internal laser systems.
Yeah, so basically, they had their soft system they used for mining, which was like take all those little mirrors, collect them into a single larger mirror, and then like use it to heat up an asteroid and spin mine it, right? Which is like a real concept. Like there's
Yeah.
some paper out there, and then basically Troy was taking that final collector that was like a soft spot and putting an armored shell around it for combat.
Yeah, but where does it get its energy from?
Nice.
That's why I didn't quite follow. The energy that was coming out of the Troy.
So it's the same soft, like all the distributed mirror segments, like the thousands of mirrors orbiting the sun or out through the solar system, which are too dispersed for like a ship to just take out easily, or a fleet to take out easily, because you knock out some of them but not all of them. And then that would just switch from the soft mining focus to the combat one in Troy.
Okay, so the sphere is a nickel iron sphere, and then they had some kind of point that they would
it has several like places where those collection mirrors could focus on and then come into the main and then come out the various other targeting mirrors. This is basically the standard laser collection.
Yeah, I figured as much, but I remember it wasn't clear to me. But
yeah,
and I think at that point I was getting a little tired of the technical stuff.
It's in the overcrunch.
Overcrunch of the technobabble.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything else worth wrapping up or discussing further?
Next book.
We didn't talk about the biowarfare. Let me pull up my notes.
We'll do that then, and then wrap up.
Yeah, you normally.
Actually, what else is in your notes?
Let's see here. Oh, where is in my notes? Oh, it's not in here. It's the other thing. My notes. I got. All right. Earth had no choice. Talked about that. Economics. Dr. Chu. Mainly the biowarfare. I think it's the only thing that we didn't really touch on too much, but that's about it.
I gotta wonder why they didn't lead with that.
Yeah, the biowarfare.
Slave labor, bro.
Yeah, they didn't.
With the way they had it boiled down, only the blondies would be left. That's more than enough to harvest all the, maple syrup.
Well, they didn't know about the maple syrup then, first of all, and second of all, because they thought they could just get away with coming in and saying, give us your platinum group or die. They thought they were the same kind of culture that they were, because they had no concept of different.
Yeah.
Or the ability to learn the concept of different.
Yeah, and they probably didn't know too much about humans and in terms of like what's going on, so they just kind of picked something like blonde to just wipe out a lot of people, and then
they tell you that
there was a reason behind it. It had to do with whatever his genetics were.
Well,
they targeted.
Oh yeah, because he had brown hair, and they were
and everybody that like the what was it, Courtney, the CNN anchor, and the guy from South Africa that they dealt with were both blondes. So it's like, blondes are good people. The ones with the yellow on top are okay. The ones with the not yellow on top are not okay.
Probably less that they're the good ones. More these are the schmoos that are selling out their species to us. Yeah. We'll make it so we can continue doing our business with them.
Right. Which
Yeah, but I could see how a bunch of people could have taken that a completely different way.
Yeah,
yes. I thought he was just making fun of the staff of Fox News at that time.
Yes, Yeah, that's why I brought up the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle jeans commercial earlier.
I thought he said something at the beginning.
Yeah,
The other thing,
it's like I've
Not
got good
go past
jeans.
now the first part of the virus was the pimple, the pustule.
Oh, you made a pun.
Yes.
us.
No, they made a pun. I referenced it.
Yes.
That's what I
Yes.
meant.
Uh,
You punned a pun.
Yeah.
Well,
It's good
there
wordplay.
was
I'm
so
saying
much
it.
in that
You
commercial
were
to
clever.
trigger people over. I mean, let's be honest.
yeah, it
Way
triggered a part of me
way
too.
past the pun.
It triggered a part of me too.
It's like people like
Shadow,
it really
that's
does
the
come
horn
down to
dog for
that.
you,
A lot
Shadow.
of these,
Hey, is George
you
okay?
know,
Yeah, that's just coughing.
rabid at the mouth.
Okay.
A lot of these rabid at the mouth political crazies just freak out when they see a traditional, beautiful
Well,
woman.
there's that.
They just freak.
But it is so much American stuff that they couldn't handle it. First, you got the name of the company,
Mm-hmm.
American Eagle, who sells jeans, which is
Eagle. Yep.
you know,
Something they
American
can't fit into?
Western culture. then they got a Mustang muscle car by Ford, more
Sorry.
America,
Yep.
and oh, it's a gas guzzler on top of
That was
that.
pretty good.
Be triggered there. And the Mustang, that's wild, that's freedom, that's Wild West, more America.
No,
You know,
it was
you
just
see,
the
you see,
genetics. You,
see,
you only
it
ever
just
hear them
it was
saying Nazi.
too much. They had too much America in their face.
I'm just
Well, remember,
saying.
Justin, these guys believe in dog whistles, right?
Yeah.
So they hear everything that Grandma just said, and that's code in their brain for this is the enemy. Kill it,
Yeah,
kill
I,
it.
I,
yeah,
I'm just saying I want to help Sydney Sweeney spread her genes.
Yeah.
yeah. You know,
And
and
yours as
I
well,
think
looks
about
like.
and then they're like objectifying, and I'm like, these are the same people who will go to the hairdresser,
Mm-hmm.
go get their nails done. I mean, even if we think they look
Mm-hmm.
terrible, they're still going and getting themselves. They're spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on
Only okay when we do
you
it.
know on looking good the way they think they look good, and
Yeah.
and listening to what they see as beautiful and buying those products. So give me a break. They objectify all over the
Mm-hmm.
place.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I'm just you know, and I'm okay with beautiful women of any type being on in a commercial.
as long as they're blonde haired and blue eyed.
You know, I'm okay with.
Hey, I'll take the brunettes and the redheads too.
don't forget in the book the virus that was like the fourth or fifth stage of the virus. The first stage was kind of like a laziness test.
A shit
Yeah, like
test.
if you were like
Yeah.
just too lazy to get up off your couch and
Take
deal
a
with
shower.
this
if you're too lazy to get up and take a shower.
Use a little alcohol.
What's up, Owen?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
yeah.
Well, let's because what? There's two more books in the series, right? Or did it just end here? Like I thought there was
Yeah,
more.
I
Oh no,
need
there's
a
two more.
break. My brain is already frazzled.
But
Oh,
do you see what the
I rem-
aliens really hose themselves with? They eliminated everybody that they thought had a health problem. They eliminated anybody that they thought wasn't active enough. They they made one genetic group able to give birth to what was it? Quadruplets?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
because blondes get more
Yeah,
fun.
And they're just there and they can't help themselves. They're like, woo, right? And with whoever, right? And so
I support spreading the second part of that virus. Not the part where you have quadruplets, but the part where
so they
where,
basically
chicks go through male levels of
inserted into the human population as a whole, because some people did get immunized or were in the group that was supposed to get wiped out, right?
Yeah.
But you figure on the whole, go across the planet pretty quickly into the demographics, a bunch of super active people who are super pissed off that their cities got bombed and their relatives died, and and
Yeah.
and oh yeah, and biological warfare's been done on them,
Yes,
and they're going to be
and
making kids, and
Yeah.
and
they're
they're going
going
to
to
be
be
particularly proactive
actively
people.
seeking them out.
Hmm.
Did they do the dissolution of all treaties scene in book one?
I don't remember that, but I
I
could
don't
be.
think so.
No, no,
No.
because they're still in good.
It sounds familiar, so it may have been brought
So
up.
that there's a point where like the new U.S. president was like, "We're dissolving all treaties and forming the new one." So that's probably late book two, I think, maybe. Uh, and it was like the French guy was like, "We're not having any of that," and then it's like someone else was like, "Yeah, because they're like all the people that are signing up are the young populations." Because they have the blondes, which makes no French sense. The French have blondes too, but whatever. Uh,
I'm just saying, they just created a group of highly motivated people.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well,
I do feel.
Mhm.
you have the link to book two is in that playlist. I'll put book three in there soon. Uh,
Oh, our next read.
yes, we gotta do that, and then
Much to Shadow's chagrin, I'm very much harping on finally getting to the Broken Lands. That's about 200
Did we
pages.
already read?
That's a no. We read Berserker by the same author, but I think it's been enough time since then for some more Saberhagen.
yeah, I'm gonna pull up the where's Appendix M.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
The Broken Lands.
Yeah.
It does. I'm pretty sure we haven't done it. Yeah,
Because
might be.
it's on like
Yeah,
every
I'll look
RPG
through.
games map somewhere.
Could be.
Yes.
Well, a lot of them take from this novel and don't even know it.
Uh,
Let me take a look at
Appendix N.
the list. But yeah, I'm almost certain we've not done
Fred
this.
Sater. Hang on. Why is this? Oh, have you been? You've been adding the good Tanner.
A couple of titles,
Good
yes.
Tanner. Good.
And that's not a sarcastic good Tanner, is it?
No, that's someone else is doing work, so I don't have to. Good.
Awesome.
Uh,
But yes, we've done all of Mr. Anderson. We still need to do some bracket, but yes, down to Mr. Saberhagen. We've done. You guys did Berserker. I was not there,
Yeah.
sadly. But yes, I put down the three in the Empire of the East trilogy and the first three Book of Swords, as well as his Dracula files. But we don't have to read those. But Changeling Earth is in Appendix N, but the first two are not for some reason. Probably just because they were out of print at the time. And then, go figure, 5th edition has, I think, the first of those and the third of those, but not the second. Companies make sense.
yeah. Well, it depends on whatever the.
That was satire.
Yeah. Publishers are nuts. Uh, just guessing.
Well, okay, check it out.
Oh, there's
Um,
Fred Saber. Hang on.
We've got
Uh,
2 Thursdays in August, the 14th and the 28th. If we're going to do Tanner's suggestion, then I want to put something by August Derleth in on the 28th because I believe he was born in August, hence the name. And we have not touched upon him, and we are getting closer to uh, Halloween, and that usually we usually try to get a couple uh, by more than a couple.
We can do Duralith first if you
Uh,
need.
it doesn't matter. I'd rather do it later. That way we can start get because at the end of August we've got September, then October, and I'd like to get in, you know, 3 to 4 horror stories by Halloween. Just because we
You
don't
bet.
do that except around that time. We do sci-fi, fantasy, and mixes of that. and we never really get to do any horror. And since like Lovecraft isn't known for writing a lot of lengthy horror novels, we're gonna have to find one or two uh, other choices, and August Derleth is in there. And I know Clark Ashton Smith isn't on the list, but I would like to read something by him at some point, and never have. And I
The
one of
King in
the
Yellow.
no, that's
That's Robert
yeah.
Chamberlain,
Oh,
which
okay,
is still
okay,
really
yeah.
good.
I
But
wouldn't
yes,
mind,
I
King in Yellow wouldn't be a bad one to do in October if you guys are up for it.
Sorry, I
sure,
missed.
I'd be down. There's
Oh
audiobooks
yeah,
for it
it's
everywhere.
easy as
I
pie to
mean,
get.
Okay,
Um,
so Broken Lands, then that other guy you were saying, then we start looking at horror stuff for
yeah,
September and October.
yep,
Sounds
awesome.
like a plan to me.
yeah. That way we, yeah. Because Clark Ashton Smith was one of like the people to pick up the torch when Lovecraft passed away, and brought us, some of
Not just that. Not just that. He was also one of Lovecraft's buddies and
right,
peers. Him, Lovecraft, and Robert E. Howard are considered the big three of weird
or
tales.
the Cthulhu mythos.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Lovecraft named the Iberian Age.
Mm-hmm.
He's the
Nice.
one that recommended that name to Howard.
Howard.
Yeah.
No worries, off grid. Yeah, just to
I
get
know he was also in. I also know he was in correspondence with Fritz Lieber, and he recommended because he liked the prototype Fafhrd and Grey Mauser story he read. But he's like, anyone can set a story in Rome. Why don't you try a little world building? And that's where we got New One
right.
from.
Mm.
Yeah, and then that will, once Halloween is over, we can spend November, December, finishing up any authors that we have not touched on, and then when we go into the new year, we can start uh, picking more stuff that's our favorites as opposed to what's on the list, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that
Yeah.
is on the list that we're not going to touch, like Tolkien, and there's a lot of people we've already beaten to death, or other
Yes.
people have. There's no real point in going into a whole lot of Robert E. Howard unless we do like Solomon Kane or something like that,
Well,
and
I have no problem doing
Or
Howard,
Monk.
but yeah,
but it's right there next to Tolkien. Everybody's done it.
Likewise, I love Howard.
Same
yeah.
here. Same here. I just picked up the omnibus of the Savage Sword of Conan, just so I
Have we
could.
done any Jules Verne yet?
He's
No, we
not
have
on the
not.
list, but
He's
we
not on
could
the
do
list,
that.
but what we were talking about earlier, Grandma. I don't know if you noticed, but what I was thinking about doing for next year is everybody who's in the club, which amounts to between 5 and 6 of us, depending on whether Omen and Off Grid want to join us, or Jose. Pick like make a list of your top 5 favorite books that inspired you in the hobby, one way or the other, and then we'll try and go through that as our own version of the appendix. And because I'm pretty sure uh, some of us are going to have a repeat of, like some of us are going to pick the same book, at least twice, I'm guessing. So that'll narrow it down to 26 episodes for next year of us going through our favorite books.
You should, because I don't have control over it anymore. You should go through the back room for the book club and remove the people who just aren't
Participating,
participating,
yeah,
and then because you only have one free spot currently,
okay,
because those like side channel rooms only have 10 spots.
okay. Yeah,
Uh,
I know Dark Knight every couple of weeks wants to pop in, but
well, months, but
yeah, yeah. Well, no, he'll pop in, uh, talk to me, but then he's in Ireland, so his ability to join us is
yeah.
almost non-existent.
And remember, in here, the actual show, you can only have 6 people.
Yeah.
So
Have we ever had 6 people at once?
no,
I don't
No.
think so.
maybe back when the reason for creating the book club backroom was first needed. We were having more people
Okay.
because that was a book club show. It was a Thursday night because we were still doing it was Sci-Fi Armor, and the reason why we created the back room was because of that event.
Mhm.
And I disappeared for a while, but I'm trying to make any
Yes,
effort
you were there that night during Sci-Fi Armor.
to. Yeah.
So reason why Shadow is to forever be known as a gay porn producer.
It's
Well,
one of
look,
those-
you can't blame everything on Shadow. I mean, we got gameplay.
Shh.
Agreed,
There's a
yeah.
contract.
No, it's not. Shh.
There's a contract. I will
There's
send
no
it to you
contract.
later. George signed it. by the definition of signing it, he opened it. That means he's a signatory. By opening this contract, you are legally a signatory. To
Grandma, they're like brothers in the backseat of a car on a long road
Yep.
trip. Yep.
Well, with a long road trip, 20 seconds.
Well, here's the thing: you have to be in the car long enough in close proximity to decide you're annoyed with each other, and then decide to take each other's piss. Ooh,
There's a
Oscar
car
Gamer, yeah,
involved?
Hyperborea. Road trip, hosehead. What do you think I'm saying?
No, I'm just. I'm trying to
but,
say we don't need that level of conditionality. It's just like there's there's a space and 20 seconds was elapsed.
Yeah,
But yes, before I forget and before I log off for tonight, because I gotta go and eat some
Yeah.
pizza.
It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Thank
longer
you,
than normal.
yes. Thank you, Off-Grid, for complimenting my Saddam Hussein voice. It still needs a little work, but I can relax on that, my guy. Hate the phrase, my guy. Now, everyone noticed that your country's going through changes, and I assure you, they're going to continue.
Yes. Oy
What a
vey.
great line. Well, he's Saddam Hussein, right?
You know,
So
but the
actually,
changes
yeah,
they're going
that's
through is
that probably
oy
checks
vey.
out. Yeah. I was just about to say, yeah, honestly, what you're saying checks out. Anything else on anyone's mind?
I will have the God Wars report out by the end of the evening for everybody,
I'm
but
winning.
it'll only be in text form because I want to catch up on the old
It probably
videos.
is.
George is going to help me out with PDFs, or not PDFs, images, AI artwork for the thumbnails. And I already started a group of channels at the very bottom of my channel for what I'm tentatively calling Cosmic Conquest, which will be the Interstellar play-by-post game. And that one I'm going to need a lot of help from the people who've played in the God Wars, any other kind of sci-fi conquest game of anonymous, screw over the other player game, rules and ideas and things we want to include in it. So I was thinking that this Saturday we would talk about that.
Hyperspace gates and a guy named Tyler.
Uh-huh.
and a beetle
Carefully,
doctor.
make sure you get up on that offer.
If you guys have any ideas, if not, then we can talk about them Saturday. Otherwise,
if you see a giant nickel iron ball moving around under the power of an Orion drive, it's not me.
Lol. And off-grid, I just really hate the phrase "my guy" or "my dude" because way too often it's Duschenstein. Oh my stars! Oh, that's gold. I usually don't love the phrase because it feels a little like someone's being venomous to you, but through a smile. It's like, hey, you're completely wrong on all of this, my guy. It's like, fuck your mother. Don't do this like fake chummy thing. Just call me an idiot and be done with it.
Yeah.
That's just me.
I don't know.
Anyway, pizza time.
Enjoy your pizza.
yeah,
I'm
Can't
going
wait
to
to
go
see you guys in 2 weeks' time.
to
Thank you.
writing the report or finishing the report.
Awesome. Can't wait.
And also, Grandma and I are going to, at some point, hopefully sooner than later, we're going to be doing a show called Crafting with Grandma. So stay tuned for that because I need to get the boy, and if not the boy, at least me and Grandma to do some crafts because I've got some materials on my table. I'm going to send her, and we're going to see what we can come up with. So stay tuned for that. Everybody else, thanks for sticking around and playing along. We'll be back with this sort of nonsense in 2 weeks, but we will be back tomorrow morning
Nonsense.
on Justin's show at
Tomorrow morning at 3 p.m. my time.
12 p.m. my time. Hopefully, we'll see you guys all there.
I guess that's the morning, 3 p.m.
12 is morning for me. I'm still on vacation time. What is that, Grandma?
Tinfoil
The
ball man.
1970s style monster from
I love
Oh,
him.
okay. That's what I thought.
He looks like he came from the Jim. He looks like he came from the Jim Henson
He is
show.
a tinfoil
Hello,
monster.
I'm gonna
He
eat you
appeared
today.
in the dungeon
Oh,
here.
gosh. I almost
He's
dropped
awesome.
my X-Acto knife on my bare foot.
Give him a little
Oh
eye.
dear.
Almost.
I'm just gonna leave before I distract
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye, Tanner. See
Everybody
you in 2
else, you
weeks.
guys have a great evening. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Party on.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.